you know, my game plan's always to be better everywhere.
I know I can knock out anybody.
Like, dude, there's nothing you're gonna do to stop me.
This is the big time, you know.
Hey Bamma Nation, it's Dixie Jean here. Badbeat 5 is about to start, so stay tuned for some great interviews. And for those who may have missed the fight, some recap about what happened tonight. Gil, this was your pro debut tonight. You went in going as an amateur 8-0. This now you're considered 1-0. How does it feel to have your first win as a pro fighter?
You know, it still really hasn't hit me, no matter what kind of fight it is, where it's at. You know, fight's a fight to me. I do this stuff day in and day out in the gym, so I didn't want to put that extra pressure on myself thinking this is my pro debut. It was just another fight, and it'll probably be maybe a couple hours before it finally hits me. This is the big time, you know.
Your record's now 4-1, all of which have been by submission. How does it make you feel to win this fight too?
Feels good because I worked really hard. I trained for 6 weeks. I mean, it's still tough. He's strong. Felt like I was in trouble. It really hurt when I got slammed. I felt my rib hurt and I couldn't breathe. And it just sucked, but I thought to myself that I'm not going to leave this cage unless I win.
I thought it was a tough fight, you know, kind of tough rounds, but I didn't think it was that close to where it was a split. I thought I had the second and third easily, and the first was close. I thought that could have went either way. But if anything, he won the first, and I won the second too.
Yeah, I felt I had the upper hand. He had twice as many fights as me, but he still had only 4 wins. I had 4 wins, and I was undefeated, so I knew I had the upper hand.
All right, Michael.
Yes.
Going up against Josh again, second fight, second win. How does it feel?
Feels very good. I did not want to underestimate him. That was told before this fight by my instructor who cornered me last time. Don't underestimate him because he's coming back with fire. He's coming with a vengeance. He wants to redeem himself from our last fight. So I had to keep from that happening and just do another repeat.
Chad, another victory, third in a row, again in the first round. How does it feel?
Feels great, you know. 3 first-round wins in a row. You know, I decided to come out here and I wanted to make a statement, and I'm doing just that.
Big victory tonight against Gabe Rudiger. You know, going into this fight, interviewing, you were saying that you're going to be the best boxer he would go up against, and he respected it. He said it was a bold statement. Do you think, though, going into this fight, maybe he was a little bit too confident?
I don't know if he was too confident, but there's no doubt. There's no way that he could know that I'm as good as I was going to be. My record isn't great, and it's actually wrong on Sherdog, by the way, but it really isn't good. But I train with such high-level people, and with these little gloves, I know I can knock out anybody. Anybody can get knocked out, but I know I punch hard.
We interviewed before, and we talked about your road to 155. Going into this fight, you were the one that made it past 155 on your way down.
Yes.
How was that when your opponent said it would be to your disadvantage?
I like proving people wrong. I'm a competitor, I'm an athlete, and it's just, yeah. Once I get something stuck in my head, when it's that old me, like I said, everything, I'm a stubborn mule. You are not going to beat me. I'm going to get my goal. I wanted to be 155. I'm going to be 155. And you're not going to beat me. So I made 155. You didn't make 155. I made 155. You were 2 pounds over. You're heavier than me. I'm lighter than you, and I beat you. So I'm happy.
Considering it was only 20 seconds, what was going through your mind in those 20 seconds?
I just wanted to establish my jab and then see what he was going to react to, and he took a shot, and I defended and choked him. That's it.
The end of the fight was really aggressive. What, would you just want to get it done, or what was going through your mind?
I thought if I don't finish it right now, I'm not going to be able, I'm going to get TKO'd because I can't breathe. And there's no way I could hide it. I mean, it hurt. I was wincing. I thought if the ref sees me and the doctors look at me, I'm going to be done. So I'm going to elbow him in the head or choke him unconscious right now. So it's over.
With the last fight, you won by submission. Going into this fight, did you think you had the upper hand?
Yeah, I did. I thought for sure. I thought, you know, my game plan's always to be better everywhere. But I knew on the feet is where he wanted to keep it, so I felt it out there. Felt like it was going to be even there, so that's when I wanted to take it to the ground. And I thought if I got it to the ground, I would finish. But, you know, he was scrambly.
With your record being 5-0 now, what are you going to take away from this fight?
I don't know what I'm going to take away from this fight other than another victory. It was my first stoppage. I I needed a stoppage. I really wanted a stoppage. I thought I could get one, and I did.
Watching this fight, Josh really did open himself up, kind of tempting you, teasing you a little bit. Did that motivate you in a different way?
Oh yeah, like I posted a message on my profile on Facebook. It said, I said there's no competition, just motivation, and that's what he did. He just motivated me. The whole patting on the belly to show, oh, I'm not weak. You can't hurt me. This and that. I wound up hurting him. You know, I wound up doing what I needed to do. There was an opening and I took it. You know, that technique. I can't do in practice a lot. I do it by myself in my own privacy, but it was funny because my boy Lateef Williams, he just mentioned that he said after this fight, if Josh tries to sneeze, he's going to blow his whole brain out. It was funny. I thought it was funny.
Now, how was it going up against Shad Smith?
Shad's tough, man. He hits pretty hard. He caught me with one on the chin that kind of stung, but you know, I'm tough too, and so I just wanted to go out there and show that I'm well-rounded, show my striking, show my ground, show my wrestling, and I showed a little bit of everything tonight.
Walk us through the first round.
Well, the first round, I was just trying to gauge the distance. I landed a good straight left, but I extended a little too much. And unfortunately for me, right when I got the distance, I got my footing off and ended up falling into the cage and almost kind of took myself down. And we spent a minute with him on my back in his world. So really, we only stood for a minute. And you see the results. So, but I kind of like it that it played out that way because he's a high-level guy. We spent 4 minutes in his world, and you know, I was like, okay, I don't know if they had audio. I was like, don't get tired, don't get tired. But I did promise I would not tap to a choke, and I'm not getting choked.
You had a very big following tonight. Do you think that played into your fighting ability tonight?
The support, don't get me wrong, really helps out a lot. You know, all those people there, hearing them behind you, scream and shout. And I had some of the best friends in my world, and they're very close to me here, and it meant a lot, but there could have been no one here. I would have done the same thing. Yeah, meant a lot.
You're getting a little emotional. I talked with Skyscraper and Punkass earlier, and they said you're an emotional guy, that you put your heart into this. What does it mean for them to highlight that and for your fans to see it with the victory you had, crying afterwards?
Yeah, just it's who I am, you know. I wear it right out there for everybody, so I think that's why people kind of take a liking to me. But yeah, it just means a lot, you know, to have those people out there. But it's just that it's more that me's back. That's why I'm so happy and all these emotions coming out, because once that stubborn mule comes out, there's nothing you're gonna do to stop me. It's like my partners I've trained for so long, no one could ever say they've ever hit me in the head and put me on my knees. This guy, when he hit me, I'm like, dude, there's nothing you're going to do to stop me. You can hit me as much as you want, you're not going to put me down. And I'm going to go right through you and I'm going to beat you. So, I beat you.
All right, guys, that concludes another night for Badbeat 5 for Bamma USA. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And for those who didn't, you missed out on a great card, some great fights, and some great submissions and knockouts. So be sure to check out BammaUSA.com to see some more interviews for our upcoming fights and see some feedback from what happened tonight. For those who may have missed the fights, you can still see the replays on our website at BammaUSA.com. Be sure to check it out and prepare for our next fight here at Commerce Casino for Badbeat 6.